All right, James and the Juice again. For all you losers living out there in a basement or with your parents, there are some very real things you must know about money in America. Capitalism means wealth is concentrated at the top. They won't pay you what you're worth. Then these big bosses buy off politicians to make sure all the laws are against you, forever and ever. That is the basics of a free market economy. It's not free. Gangster capitalism, otherwise known as the free market, is the reason we have poverty and welfare. If the billionaires paid a living wage, if capitalism were good for all of us, we would not need taxes for Medicaid, food stamps, etc., to make sure people don't starve. Think about it. Use your little pea brain up there at the top of your shoulders. Let's see now. The Walmart greeter who works full time, but he also has to pay for food stamps to feed his family, get food stamps, because the Walton family billionaires will not pay enough to live on because they know the government will pay the rest, so they don't have to. That's about it. So, the pandemic taught us all a lesson about business, in case you guys were noticing. We have the power to say no to the office, to bad bosses, and our wages went way up for the first time since the 1960s. That is 60 years, guys. 60 years. That's most of my life. You see, the government didn't do the right thing. It took a disease to force big business to do the right thing and pay people more of what they're worth. Speaking of the 60s, and you don't know this because you're a useless screen troll drooling on your keyboard. One man could work regular hours, afford a wife, kids, a house, and a yard, 2 cars, vacations, and a lawnmower on one job. You cannot do that today. The average minimum wage is $8.50 an hour or less, and CEOs make on average $6,400 an hour. And they get company stock too. America is in a class war right now, and it's always been that way. Today's strategy is the billionaires are pushing horizontal conflict. They use algorithms to keep our two sides fighting with each other like two football teams, so we don't look up at them, the real problem. We have become a tenant society. We don't actually own things. The bank does. They own your house, even if you call yourself a homeowner. And then they send us social media so we fight with each other over who gets to use the bathroom, which team is winning, who is colored black, and who is colored white. And the angrier you get about this shit, the more they keep you fighting with each other and watching ads and buying shit you don't need. And on top of it all, it keeps us mad at each other instead of looking up. So, what can a guy do? What's the practical part of this? White collar jobs are being lost to AI or low wage gig work, so that a lot of guys are going to the trades: plumbing, handyman, electrician. Currently, I'm actually working as a handyman. You can make a very good living at these jobs and work your own hours with only certificate level schooling. So, the college degree might not be such a good thing for the future. There's no shame in being a skilled tradesperson. I hate to say this because I taught college, and the liberal arts degree is very important for you to know as a citizen what's going on with history and politics and everything else. But hey, you guys need to survive, so just watch my videos instead. Here's the kicker, today's main idea, what you peckerheads can do right now to make your lives financially better. Change your minds about what success looks like and means to you. Don't participate in their rat race. I can tell you, as a happiness expert, there is an equation between money and happiness. The more money you need does not improve your outlook. More money than you need does not improve your outlook, the way you feel about yourself every day, or your happiness. Studies show American incomes have gone up in the last 3 decades, but happiness has stayed flat. And we are the richest country in the world. So go figure. And extra money beyond what you need does not make you happy. I have friends who are really rich, live on 800 acres in a multi-million-dollar house, and they are the most unhappy friends that I know. So the key here is knowing what you need, not what you want. Change the relationship your head has with the idea of security. What does it mean to be really secure? When your parents say, get a job to be secure, what they really mean is, we're tired of raising you. Get the hell out of our house so we can have sex in the kitchen. Men are supposed to have a high-paid job where you get used to spending in a exorbitant way that does not bring happiness, buying a lot of crap you don't need, and then you're stuck. Think about how this works, guys. Then you're very insecure. It's the opposite of what you've been taught. You're stuck with your head so far up your boss's ass that you can't see anything. Nobody likes life in the crack. It brings to mind an old song. Crack killed Applejack. He jumped in, but he couldn't jump back. If you do not quit that job, and you're working harder and harder at a job you hate, but you feel you cannot let go, because the fall you visualize below you is too bad, it's too low, then you're really stuck. Or you can get fired at any time the boss feels like it, and then you feel like a failure, and you and your wife are stuck in a high spending habit. Then you have to get rid of all that shit anyway just to survive. Gig work has no security. I don't need to tell you guys that. And no retirement. It can change at any moment. So it's unreliable. Better not to buy into their game in the first place. So how do we do this? Well, one thing to know before you start is fear of failure for men is one of the big ones. And failure and self-doubt from a lost job can lead to alcoholism, depression, anxiety, drug use, divorce, and losing your kids, and hemorrhoids, and God knows what else. Lying down and taking it from the upper class who don't give a shit about you can give you a lifetime of anger, a heart attack, or a disease. It can lead to picking up a gun and the horror of taking out a bunch of innocent people in your own suicide mass shooting, and they happen every day. You don't think it can happen to you? If you think you need more money than you really do, that makes you emotionally and psychologically vulnerable. It makes you insecure. So what do we do instead? You mean I can't have my hot tub and my ski-doo? Not necessarily. Buy the things that give you rich experiences. Don't play the game. Don't buy into buying more. Take your money and your time away from the billionaires and play your own game. Lower your overhead. Live more simply. Only buy stuff that gives you rich experiences that you can do over and over again with that stuff without buying more. Try out a tiny home with a loan from your parents. Move out of their house and leave them alone so they can have sex in the basement again with shed bugs. I would not recommend visualizing this. Really, don't. Move on. Explore the minimalist Zen approach to life. It really brings on happiness, dudes, I'm telling you. Less shit to take care of, more freedom for you. Try living aboard a boat. I lived anchored offshore of Miami for 8 years on my own houseboat. I had solar power, an old car, an easy job, and whenever I wanted to take a break or I wanted to change jobs, I just quit. No problem. I was not paying rent. I saved up a bit, used it for food, took a few months off, went sailing in the Bahamas, or casually looked around for the job that I liked and took it when I wanted to. Now, I call that security. Being a nomad in a van. You guys know about this. It's all over YouTube. A lot of guys on social media are making an adventure out of it. What about retirement? What about living life before you're half dead? What about staying out of the hospital because of all that stress of keeping up all that money starts to kill you? Just making all that money can make you so stressed that you can forget about how to be happy moment to moment. That's the real tragedy. You're only happy with the big grand stuff in life, while all the little stuff, the stuff that really gives you happiness, the small jewels like nature and kids, you ignore. They don't get through the hard shell that you've created around you trying so hard to make more and more money, to be successful. For whom? For your parents? They're going to die. For society as a whole, they don't care. Ask the baby boomers who lost their retirement in the '08 market crash. And then the government, who are all capitalists, bail out the other capitalists, the big banks, and save the Wall Street bastards that actually caused the crash in the first place. Resist the capitalist system. Don't feed the snake. Cut its head off. Resisting and not participating gives you purpose, one of the main happiness drivers, and it gives you time to do things you want to do, gives you freedom and even adventure. What could be better? I need a nice car and a nice house to get the girl I want. That's another myth. Do you ever consider this? Maybe that girl is not the woman you want. Having more money than you need will attract the wrong woman, one who's materialistic, shallow, immature, and will probably tell you to keep that job you hate so you can buy her more shit that she thinks she needs to be happy. And then you're both fucked. Do what is right for you. Be your own kind of new warrior success. And the right woman will come to you for the very reason you are secure. You are your own man, and you are showing and proving you are strong enough to tell the bastards at the top to fuck off, maybe save nature on this planet in the process, and be doing your own thing in your own free way. Whew. All right, I got to stop here. Don't have any more in the tank. Most of you peckerheads anyway are already off on porn again or checking for new penis pills that came in the mailbox because your attention span is shorter than a mosquito. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. So here I am, sitting right here on this channel like an old toad on a log, giving you the juice, just a spraying out the good stuff like a long, sticky tongue, saving you cheap bastards from a lifetime of grief, suffering, dead ends, nasty women, baby cancer, and certainly hemorrhoids. Plus, you won't be drinking vodka alone in front of Netflix. That means you'll have more sex. That's always good, isn't it? Maybe even with another person. So I don't take advertising, at least not yet. So please man up and contribute a recurring monthly $3 on my donor box to keep this going for me and all your fellow brothers out there. Help me save your wretched wallowing lost brothers. That's less than your coffee sugar every month. Surely your happiness is worth that much. Well, for all the shit I give you guys, I love you, and I'll see you next time on The Juice. Bye.